So Blokesworld, and it no longer does. It used to have naked ladies on it. So the very first weekend I went away, we went down to Melbourne, and there was a car show down there at Little River. And I think there was something else on the Saturday. I think we went to go and meet Chaz Mostert at Pro Drive or something. And then on the Saturday night, we went and filmed in one of these clubs in Melbourne. And Chris Franklin was there, the comedian. Yeah, so we had a hotel room booked halfway from Melbourne to Little River, and he kind of crashed there as well, right. And Cambo was there, and so the first night we've been in this strip club filming it all night, and then we went out to this divey hotel, and that's when I thought, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. Who are these madmen?
Yeah, and I'd seen all three of them on TV. I knew exactly who they all were, but I'm still like, what the hell have I done? Like, what have I got myself into?
It's time to land the Barracuda!
Yeah!
Everybody do well! Do what, baby? Come on and do the Barracuda!
G'day, viewers. This podcast was brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill-out drink. Just sit back, relax a bit more because it's a long weekend. It was actually a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, sweet Monday off. The Easter weekend in 2016. Crack a can of Karma Koala and talk about video editing, filming, travelling on the road with probably the biggest and most iconic TV show that I can really think of, made by real hardworking blokes you can trust. That's right. On today's podcast, I speak to Adam Surplice, the cameraman from Blokesworld, who works together with Addo. It's a two-man deal. I'm not going to ruin it now by explaining how it's all done, but you'll be surprised, like I was, how it's just like the way we do it. We bloody tie things up with wire just to get the show on the road in Australia, and that's how Blokesworld is. Which kind of makes me sad at the same time, But anyway, over to you, Adam Surplice. Yeah! Yeah, crack a beer. Adam Surplice.
Great to be here.
Yeah, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, look, I was actually in the military as a kid. Well, straight out of school, and my dad basically said, however people pronounce it, that's just go with it.
All right. What does that mean? Is it from it's obviously spelt surplus, but
I believe it's religious. I'm not really religious, but it's some kind of garment that a religious figure sort of wears around their neck, I think.
Truly?
Yep, that's the things that you Google.
Hey, well, how do you spell surplus then? S-U-R. No. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. I sort of stumble on your name.
Yeah.
Hang on. G'day. How are you?
G'day. Oh, good. Well, that's it. Am I camera 3 here today, or am I Adam?
Mate, you're just before we pressed record, you're very interesting to me already. In the cover band world, I worked you out just now who you are with your history of music. But I actually first shook your hand when I was emceeing the Buskers by the Creek.
That's right, yeah.
Thing, and you were behind the camera.
Yep.
But everyone would sort of know you as the Blokesworld cameraman, for want of a word.
Yeah. I started off about a year ago. I was up filming at the Early Beach Music Festival, that's another story in itself. But and so Blokesworld was up there filming. And I met Ado, the presenter, and the basically it's a one-man show. Yeah. And met him, and because I was getting paid to be there and film and everything, I gave him all my footage, and and we were sort of hanging out chatting, and he said, "Oh, do you want to come and film, for Blokesworld for us?" And
wow,
that's the dream. I'd been doing video for maybe a year or two before that, and so you're never going to say no to get some of your gear on TV, are you?
Never. However, do you mean film and edit?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So I understand that. Well, filming is editing, right? The amount of time.
That's right. Yeah. Well, and I'm not trained at all in film or anything. So I basically was doing music quite happily, recording bands and stuff in a studio that I built, and there was a demand for video, and so I borrowed my sister's camera, did a couple of really awful music videos, did a couple of slightly less awful music videos, and then a year later did a music video for a band called, what were they called? A guy named Corey.
Slipknot.
That's the one.
Good clip.
Yeah, no, it was. The name will come back to me right when it's not too late anymore.
Local Gold Coast.
Local Gold Coast band, like Maori reggae band.
Yep.
Awesome band. So I did a video clip for them, and we went up to Parklands at just behind Bundle there, and just made a film clip. It was all the song was all about their family, and so they brought their family, and there was a bunch of kids there. And if you ever want to make a good looking video, just get kids involved because they look so good on film. And made this music video, and so then this band Jakaya, they're called. There it is.
Yep.
Went on to win a band competition and go to Early Beach Music Festival to play there. And long story short, a guy up there named Andrew Pattinson was who's the official photographer there, saw this music video and said, gave me a call and said, "You want to come up and film for the festival?"
Cool. He called you out of the blue.
Yeah.
What a great feeling.
Yeah, so many things had to line up for me to get this gig for Blokesworld. It's insane.
Wow.
And that was one of them. And so, that happened. Flew up to Early Beach, took a presenter with me, and we made a bunch of videos for the Early Beach Music Festival. And, met Ado. And,
brilliant.
Rest is sort of history. So I've been...
I love how you're not trained. Like, I fell into, only, 2 years ago, video editing software on iMovie.
Yep.
And I knew from doing a band exactly like you. Exactly like you. I'm just interested in it. Or things must look right. I'll bet if you're editing, and obviously you've passed tests because people have, you've got gigs out of it.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you?
Well, I think...
You know what looks good and you cut out everything that looks bad instantly.
That's it.
Addicted to that. It's more about editing. You've got to remove all that crap.
Well, it
takes hours,
mate.
mate.
Yeah, you look like you're about the same vintage as me. And basically, it was like how Cole Trickle knew how to drive, NASCAR from watching it on TV. If you watch TV, you know how to edit TV. You just keep fiddling with it till it looks right.
Yep.
And you can keep fiddling with it until it looks like something that belongs on TV easily,
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to it.
Right. I did, you know this then. I feel like we're the same dude. Aussie Beach TV?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
well, I've done 3 of their episodes.
Editing.
Filmed, what's his name? Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, he's filmed them all and I edited them.
Yeah,
so, mate, I know what it's like. It's at least 100 hours. You have to plan, 100 hours is a bit of a stretch, but definitely 40 hours to do a piece of something, particularly if you didn't film it, right?
Well, I've never had to do that. I've literally never edited anything that I didn't film myself.
Right. So,
I mean, I don't know. I think having to edit your own makes you better at filming, obviously.
Yeah.
And filming, makes your edit better because you've got that vision from the start.
That's right.
And I just can't imagine what it's like working on a show. And you look at the credits in any TV show, and there's 40 people that make the average TV show or more. And I just can't imagine getting a pile of footage, on a hard drive and having to turn that into a story that you weren't there for.
I know. Yeah, well, that's what Aussie Beach TV was for me. It was getting all this footage, having to look through it again, and then I realised I'm going to look through this stuff over and over.
Yeah.
It just goes through until you just find it. And why did I keep that for 4 hours when it's after watching it 50 times, you edit it out anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to just. As an interesting one I heard recently is, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. Okay, he's had the same. This is again me hearing a story from another thing. That's probably wrong, but He's had a lady, an editor, who's
Yep.
edited all his big hits.
Yeah.
And they have big ding-dong battles in the studio because
Yeah.
she stands firm.
Yep.
That blows my mind because you'd think Tarantino is the one guy that controls it all, which he probably
Sure.
does. But can you believe that he isn't actually editing his own film?
No, I can't believe. Yeah, I really
It's
can't
like
believe
giving
it.
all your stuff over to
Yeah.
someone and going, what have you made here?
Yeah, no wonder he
Like, what
has
is
arguments.
this?
Yeah. I mean, I literally have edited everything that I've ever done, with the exception of 2 music videos. And you'd know this guy, Andrew Cousins,
Yep.
local muso, and he was sort of one of my
Don't
first.
know him though, but yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's been at both Buskers by the Creek, the first one and the recent one. And I've probably done half a dozen of his music videos over the last couple of years. Great guy, great muso, and we got to a point where, because we did so many music videos, we actually sat down and edited them together, and it worked really well, And my view of it was that, okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. It's going to take us longer, but I'm cool to do it. But you know what? It was actually his vision and me just doing the technical stuff worked really well and real quick. So, got to keep mind open.
Yeah. Would have been Bart. Hey, again. The last episode we did, we had Matt G photography sitting over there where I'm pointing.
Yep.
All right, there's a camera right now, but
There is a camera.
the more I speak to these people, the more I realise some people are sort of born for things, potentially, and they'll stick with them, okay? And everyone's got this editing software in the world, right? Everyone's got photo.
Yeah, everyone's got the tools. Most people have the tools in their pocket to make a full movie now.
But it's dawning on me in this great way that only a certain amount of people really have the eye.
Yeah, and the patience.
Yeah, and they'll still do it 20 years from now.
Yeah, that's right. There's the tools make all of this possible. The technology has made it all possible. You can see why the old school video and film industries have evolved the way they have when you needed that many people. And you can see why they're now struggling, because the old school is competing with this new era of people who can put together, television, music videos, films in their bedroom. Amazing time to be alive.
Yeah, I wonder what is it Ado?
Yep.
I can imagine. I look at guys like him, and there's a guy in the stunt bike racing who I've met a few times. You've probably Ado's spoken to 100 times. Matt Mingay.
Yeah.
And he's a stunt man who's does all the. He started off like a Donut King start team. Now he's Stunts Inc. and now he's the Hot Wheels. Anyway, he's got all this great stuff.
He's a tattoo artist, isn't he?
Yes, he's got a tattoo shop at
Ado
111.
did a segment with him at the shop.
Right.
Yep.
A legend guy that everyone can see, just like Ado, right?
Yep.
No one really realizes just how hard
No,
the work is.
that's right. Well,
and I'm sure he would go through ups and downs, like we all do. Like, what am I doing this show for? Like, we're trying to get sponsors. Like, just like this podcast show, you go up.
yep.
What am I doing it for? I don't know why. Oh, what? And then the next week, something's great.
That's the biggest shock, because when we go and film something, it's always on a weekend, because I've got a day job as well, a grown-up job. And the thing that just freaks people out is the fact that there is no office somewhere. There's no production company. There's no receptionist. There's no secretary. When you order our merch off our website, it's literally Ado packing the gear and taking it to the post office and sending it to you. And even when I first met Ado, I was just hanging out with
There's
him.
a ginger hair in this one. Who put you? Yeah, okay,
If only that's all there was in there.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, he does chuck extra stuff when you order something, but half the time it's like Jack Russell hair. So, yeah. No, it really blows people's mind. It blew my mind. I was at Early Beach. I had 3 days to film, I think, a dozen 3-minute YouTube videos. And to me, that felt like a lot. And so, of course, when I met Ado, and he was going to get 2 full half-hour Blokesworld episodes out of that weekend, I just assumed he had a guy editing and he had another guy organising his travel and probably someone else looking after merch. I thought it's probably not a big company, but it's got to be a company. And it was, when I met him, that's sort of why he got me on board. It was literally him by himself and he'd get this other guy, Cambo, to come and actually just hold the camera.
Wow.
You know, and so
Isn't that crazy, mate?
it's
We
just
are so
unbelievable.
different to America.